Tree map charts can be a great way to visualize data. And if you don't know what a tree map chart is, it's this over here to the right. And basically what it does is it summarizes different sections and departments and then lists all the different values that make up each section. So for example, we have all of our regions. And then in the South region, we have Ophelia Follow, Ignatius Slate, and so forth. And it keeps going, broken up by what piece of the total pie it is. And this is not one that you see inside of Google Sheets as often because it does take a specific format for this to work. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a standard static one that doesn't change. And then I'm also going to show you how to make a dynamic one that will update automatically when the data set that you're building off of increases, decreases, if numbers change, and things like that. With the standard one, you can also make it somewhat dynamic with the numbers changing and things like that with some formulas, XLOOKUPs, and all of that. But if anything gets added or subtracted, you'll need to adjust that manually. So the dynamic one's a bit better in my opinion. And before I delete it, we have to have the format in this form. So right now, everything is in the region. We have the region, associates, and total sales. And then for the format to work, we need to have the region, which is the total of what we're aggregating. And then we need to have the total sum of that region. We need to have each of the different regions. You can see those are highlighted in blue with the word region, which is what's matching up here just to the right. So if this were to say department, then we would need to have the word department here instead. And then finally, each of the employees with the name of the region right here, along with their totals. So there should be 3 columns. Top one is a summary of everything. Then in each little section, you need to have the section name, whatever that top value is, and then all the different options that fall into that section with the section name right there. And once you do that, it will work properly. All right, so let's build it. So we're gonna go ahead and copy region, paste it. We're gonna have one column as a gap, and then we're going to add the range. So I'm gonna put equals sum. And I have mine in table form. If you don't have yours in table form, you can simply select the range that will contain all the different values. But since I have mine in table form, I'm gonna put total sales, and then I'm going to select the tree map total sales. And that will point to my tree map table in all the different total sales. If you want to convert yours to a tree map, all you have to do is select the range, go to Format, Convert to Table. Then it will automatically convert your data to a table. And then from there, you can simply double click and change the name. That just makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to formulate. Completely optional though. All right, so the total is 462,000. Now when it comes to adding the different regions, you can do one of two things. One, you can simply migrate things over manually, or you could type in unique and then select the different regions and press enter. So now we have all of the different regions. And once again, if you don't have it in table form, you can simply select all the regions instead. So these are all in a formula, this unique formula, so I can't do anything with them. So I'm going to copy it and then right click, paste specials, value only. And now we have the text for all the different options instead of a formula. So I'm going to cut and I'm going to paste a bit below. All right, for the next part, you can do one of two things. One, if you have it sorted, you can simply copy the associate, paste it, copy the name, paste it, and copy the sales and paste it. So that's one way. It's a little bit more work and it could cause errors if you accidentally misalign something. So what we'll do instead is type equals filter. And we want to filter all the associates. So I'm going to go ahead and type associate. Or once again, if you wanted to, you could simply select all the options right here, put a comma, and then the condition will be when the region, so tree map region, equals east. And then that'll give us every single option right there. So for example, right here, it's not going to be in order, so it will be difficult to figure out exactly what it is without sorting it. But since it's in region east, it will automatically populate with whatever's there. And then from there, the region is going to be the same, so we can simply copy this, paste it, drag it down. And now we need to find out the total sales. So we'll do an XLOOKUP formula. So I'll do XLOOKUP, Arthur Finch, comma. We'll look that up in the associates. And once again, you can select the range manually if you don't have a table, comma. And then we'll put total sales tree map, put a comma if it's blank, and press enter. So now Arthur Finch, we're good to go. So I'll drag that down. All right, before we go any farther, remember we need to match region to right next to each of the different regions. So I'm going to put region. And then we need to have a sum total. So I'm going to go ahead and put sum if, open parentheses. And then we need the range and the criterion in the sum range. So you can do this one of two ways. One, you can sum all the values below if the region is matching this, or you could simply go based off of the table. I'm going to go based off of the table. So I'm going to say region, tree map region, comma, select this cell right here, comma, total sales. And when we do that, you can see that now we have $81,000 sold in the East region. If I were to look at that, 81,000, we're good to go. Now I'm going to leave this as a formula as well. That way if something changes to 20,000, for example, it will automatically populate with the new total. All right, so now the east is done, so we need to replicate that for the next 3 different regions. But since we have all the formulas, it will be a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and paste north, delete it. I'm going to copy this filter formula underneath, paste it. You can see we get a reference error. If you hover over it, you can see that there's something that's blocking it in cell G12. And that's because we have these here, so there's not enough room to execute. So I'm going to go ahead and copy those down. And once I do that, it'll have enough room and it'll be able to execute. So I'm going to go ahead and copy north, drag that down. I'm going to copy the XLOOKUP formula, and I'm going to put region. And lastly, I'm going to copy the total for the region and paste it. So everything's good to go there. We'll do it on the south as well. Copy, paste, not enough room. Now we're good. Region, south, copy the XLOOKUP formula, drag it down, and copy the region total. And now we're good with that one. Let's go ahead and type in region, get that sum total for the region. And then we need to do it one last time for the filters. West, drag that down. And finally, grab that XLOOKUP formula and drag that down. Perfect, so if you did it correctly, everything should be aligned, everything should match up exactly as we want it to. So let's go ahead and give this some color just to make it a little bit easier to differentiate mentally. Let's give each one of these kind of a yellow color. Cool, so now we have everything in the order that we need. And now it's super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and select G through I, go to Insert, Chart, and it should automatically identify that it's a tree map chart based on the formatting. If it's not, you can simply go up here to Chart Type and then go down to Tree Map Chart. And then you can go into the edit chart and you can customize it from there. So if you want to, you can change the color scheme. So for example, header color, let's make this kind of a darker gray color. For the max color, I want it to be a different shade of green. Max color, I want it to be a different shade of red. And then for the mid color, let's make it this kind of yellow color. So now you have going from the highest being green, the lowest being red, the mid section being yellow, and then everything else kind of a hybrid between those colors. Now, by default, it says Show Tooltips, and that's what allows you to hover over it and see exactly what is in that section. If you were to uncheck that, now when you hover into it, it will not give you those values, so keep that in mind. I like to be able to see the breakdown, so I'm going to leave it like that. Now you can double-click into each section, and when you do that, you'll be able to see exactly what each section is made of. It will not show the values though, so keep that in mind too. If you want to go back, you can simply click on this back button, and now you're at the beginning. Perfect, so as I mentioned, it's kind of pseudo-automated at this point. If you were to automate something, so instead of 18,000, let's say that this is actually 38,000 for Alistair Fox. It will automatically populate the chart, with hers being the increased amount, a new color, and a larger piece of the pie. But if you were to add something at the end, so let's say South, Olenchantry, and we'll say 20,000. Then since we have that unique formula, we need to go ahead and add another one in here. So I'm going to X, and I'm going to paste it. We need to put South, and we need to put the amount. So now we have Olin in there as well. Olin is me. So you can see I'm right here. So now I'm going to show you how to make this dynamic. That way there's zero intervention from you. If anything gets added, anything gets adjusted, things like that. Instead, we want it to be self-containing. That way you can build the report, other people can use the report, and you don't have to touch it ever again if you don't want to. So for example, we have this right here. Let's go ahead and add me. So I'm going to say North, Olenchantry, and let's say 50,000. Just like that, it automatically populated 50,000 in North, and I did not do a single thing. Cool. So there are a few ways to do this. Realistically, the easiest way is to use some advanced formulas that you may or may not have heard of. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. But don't worry, these formulas, they seem very intimidating, but they're actually fairly easy to use whenever you get the hang of them. So the format that we did over here does matter to a certain extent, but it doesn't fully matter if we have the regions next to each other or the associates next to each other and things like that. As long as it's in the specific places, it doesn't matter about the actual row that it's in. So we're going to use that to our advantage to make it dynamic. So the first thing, just like last time, in the top row, we're going to put region, go over twice, and then we're going to do the sum. One thing to note is that the sum is no longer pointing to the tree map, instead it's pointing to the dynamic. So I'll be referencing dynamic instead. So I'm going to do sum, total sales, and this will be of the dynamic one, and press enter. So now we have 512. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one for me. And now we have 462. All right, so now instead of going directly below it, we're going to go over to the right and create some little helper columns. And with this, we'll be able to get everything in the order that we need. And just for simplicity, I'll go ahead and fix the total sales as well so you can see the table we're looking at in full. Okay, so over here in column R, I'm going to put unique and select the region. So region, dynamic, and that will give us everything in that region. The difference is we're not going to make this fixed anymore. So that way if something gets added later on, so for example, northeast, I want that to populate inside this even if it wasn't there before. So we're going to leave that as is. And I'm actually going to move this down to row 2, and up top I'm going to put region. And I'm going to go ahead and delete the northeast for the time being since we don't actually have any data for it. Now for column S, we want to replicate that word region just like we did before. So we're going to make a dynamic formula. So in S1, I'm going to put add-on just to indicate that it's an add-on. And now we're going to do equals if, open parentheses, is blank, open parentheses, select column R and R2 since we're in the second row, close parentheses, comma, comma, otherwise, inside quotes, the word region. And then we'll press enter. So what this is saying is if this cell is blank, then it's going to be blank. If the cell is not blank, we want to return the word region. So with this, I could drag it down, and you can see once it goes past where there's data, then it will automatically be blank. Otherwise, it will return region. But instead, we're going to return this into an array formula. That way, it doesn't have to be updated again in the future, regardless of how many different regions are being added. And you can do one of two things. If you're on a Mac, you can do Command-Shift-Return. Or if you're in a PC, you can do Control-Shift-Enter. Or you could type out array formula manually right between the equals and the if. Now, once we have that, if we press enter, it looks exactly the same as it did before. And that's because we're only referencing one cell. So instead, we're going to go :R, and this will reference the entire range. Now, once I press return, it will automatically populate. Now, the array formula used in this manner is the same exact thing as if we had one formula here, one formula here, one formula here, all the way down through the end. The only difference is it's only one formula you have to maintain instead of many. And you don't have to worry about a formula getting deleted or a formula needing to be extended, things like that. But just like last time, let's go ahead and test it out. So northeast, and not only does northeast match, it also adds the word region automatically. So everything's dynamic right there. All right, so now we need the total sales for each region. So I'm going to put total sales, type equals, if is blank statement, then followed by the sum is formula. Make that an array formula just like we did last time. So just to test it out before we make it an array formula, we'll type equals if, open parentheses, is blank, open parentheses, select south, close parentheses, comma, comma. And now sum if, open parentheses, we want the region is equal to south, or this region in B2, comma, total sales. And we'll press enter. So we can see right here, 135,000. Now let's go ahead and turn this into an array formula. So I'm going to, once again, Command-Shift-Return for hotkeys on a Mac, Control-Shift-Enter for hotkeys on a PC, or simply type out array formula at the beginning. We're going to change R2 to R2:R, and this time we have two different cells we need to change. So we'll change this R2 to R2:R and press enter. So now we have everything right there. Let's change this into a $sign so that way we have some currency formatting, and cool. Everything looks good with that. Now for the associates, we're actually going to do a SQL-like query inside of Google Sheets. You could use filters, you could do VStacks, you could do a bunch of different stuff. This is the easiest way in my opinion. So we're going to type equals query, open parentheses. Then we're going to select B through D because we want to query this table. Put a comma, then inside quotes, we'll put select C, comma, B, and that's because we want to return the associate first and then the region, just like we did last time. Then we'll put comma E because we want the total sales to be last. So instead of having to extract the associate and then add in the region and then do an XLOOKUP for the total sales, we're just doing everything all in one formula. And that's supposed to be a D, not an E, so CBD, where C is not null, so that means that C is not blank, so there's a value for C, which is our associate. Order by B, so we're just ordering it by the region, just to make it easier to read. In the quote, put a comma 1, and the 1 means that the first row is the header, and we'll press enter. So now we have every single associate on this list. We have the region, and we have their total sales. Just like last time, if something were to change. So for example, if Lucian Vale, let's say that was 20,000 instead, it will automatically update. If Lucian Vale went to north instead, it will automatically update. So we have him right here. And if something was added later on. So for example, Northeast, Olin Chansey, 25,000. It will automatically populate, and it will be in alphabetical order based off of the region that it's in. Cool, so now we have all the information that we need. All we need to do now is stack it. So underneath in cell F2, we're gonna write a combination of a query formula and a VStack formula. And the reason why we're doing both query and VStack is because we want this to be dynamic. So if we were to just do VStack, we would have all these different blanks underneath, or we could use a filter formula, yes, but query is just a little bit easier. So we're gonna type equals query, open parentheses, VStack, open parentheses, and we're going to stack this on top of this. What it's going to do is it's going to stack all of column R through T on top of V through X. And I don't actually want to have these headers in there, so I'm going to manually adjust that to start in row 2. So R2 through T and V2 through X. Now if I were to press enter, we're going to get a reference error because there's not enough columns. And that's because there's all these different blanks that are here. So that's where this query formula comes in. So we're going to say comma select star where col1 is not null in the quote, and we're going to close it out. So now once I do that, we have everything where column 1, which is the region. So this column is not null, this column is not null. And since it's not null, it's going to stack directly all the regions on top of all the associates. And now as you remember, everything is in a different order, but it has the region next to the regions. It has the region that each associate's in next to the associate, and it has all the values. So now we're good to proceed with our chart. So I'm going to go ahead and select F through H, go to Insert, Chart, and then you can see that since it's not in that original format, it's not registering it as a tree map, but doesn't mean it's not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and drop down this chart type, select Tree Map Chart, and there we go. So let's go ahead and customize it. Let's make it where the header color is a dark color. Minimum value is this dark red, max value is this dark green, and the mid is this yellow color. So just like last time, it works the exact same. The only difference is that it is dynamic. So everything is the exact same as it is now, but if we were to add, let's say, northeast, let's say northwest, let's say Olin Chansey, sheets by Olin, we'll say 12,000 and 22,000. You can see that everything has been updating automatically. If we were to go to the region, now we have two different regions. We have one that's in northwest, we have one that's in northeast, and we have sheets by Olin that populated for 22,000 and Olin that populated for 12,000. So everything is automatically formatting as we need to, and it's doing it dynamically. All right, so now you have a dynamic tree map chart, and if you're using an automatic data sync, and this will update automatically, you never have to touch this again. That's because if something drops off, if something's added, different regions are added or subtracted, whatever changes are made, it will automatically be updated dynamically. And that's it. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and like and comment for more.